Oh my God, I swear to God, I am just frazzled. God, is getting woke up all the time and just the crying and crying all day. I'm gonna have to go get some more of the RSO. Oh my God, I just cannot keep up financially with how much medicine she needs. It's just, man, this system is just, oh, it's treachery. I don't know what the hell is going on over behind the curtain. Something is sizzling. I don't know what it is. There's always weird noises around here. But some is sizzling. Who knows? I'm just going to break out into a fire all of a sudden. Yesterday or the other day, something started going on in my fire pipe thing. And it started making all this sizzling and popping. I was like, oh shit, it's about to blow up. I went and got the fire extinguisher and set it here. I was like, okay, be prepared. You know, I'm like, what the hell? It stopped. So I don't know. It's new though. It shouldn't be like, all filthy, but I don't know. I don't know how long it takes them to get dirty. It's only, I would imagine it's had less than 100 fires in it. So I don't know what happened. It sounded like things were coming down. I was like, this is so hot. It's like melting stuff and things are falling down in it. I don't know. It's weird. It was creepy. It's just like this sizzling going on over here. What the hell is sizzling? But with Stella, oh my God, my nerves are just frazzled. And, I can't, I already came to terms with that whole thing of like, I can't put her to sleep. I know there's a lot of people are just like, well, your dog's in pain, you put him to sleep. And I just don't think that way. And, I'm trying to get her to understand that pain doesn't mean she's going to die. I think animals don't understand pain the same way as humans do. And, so she thinks, and I'm sure it is miserable, but I mean, most of us have all lived in pain, most people are always in pain. So, I think it's an understanding. It's a comprehension. So I'm trying to work on that with her. But, another thing that's kind of leads me into another thing I wanted to talk about was like magic. Because like right now there's all these girls, who, they get how energy works and they're all jumping in. Oh, I was a witch in a past life. I understand energy, and you do this and do that and cast this spell and do this ceremony and all of this stuff, and they're, giving out all this information. And, probably most of them really were witches back in the day or, at least were the little neighborhood community witch doctor or whatever, the person you went to if you needed to know what herbs were for this and, what herbs for that, because most of them understand about how alchemy and stuff. So, that these people really do have this skill. And, like I've said before, like I knew that I had magic. Like I would even like point my hands like, oh, trying to make stuff move and stuff like that. And I knew, and I get super frustrated. Like, why is this not working? I don't understand why this isn't working. And, and trying to heal Stella even. And this is the thing is, and some of these girls, I don't know all their practices, and I don't know what all they teach, and I don't know who knows what and who remembers what, and I don't know. Everybody's got their own stuff, so I'm not going in and policing all of the different witch girls. That's their own thing. I'm just saying for anybody who's going to go in and start looking into these or is drawn to that, like for me, I kept on feeling limited, like I had some sort of limitation. And then for a while I was watching, I've gone and had my palm read and stuff, and there was some palm reading stuff on YouTube, and I was watching those, and there's these certain marks that you have on your hand if you lost your magic. And there's a whole bunch of things, like if you were a shaman, if you're a witch, if you used magic, if you all of the things that people consider to be witches. And anybody who had done those things. Like there's certain markings on your hand, and there's markings if you did something wrong and your magic was taken away from you, which I had all those markings. So there was a reason why I felt that way. And then, well, like I said, when I asked them to show me, and they went in and they showed me this life of this woman, and she was dark haired and scrawny looking, and she was creepy looking. She definitely looked creepy. And you know, she was being something, I don't know if she was being arrested or manhandled or what, but I could get the sense of that she was my problem. She was who I was at the time when I did some stuff that I shouldn't have done, I think. And so if you go in and you mess with energy in a way that you're not supposed to, then, you know, I don't think you get to keep your powers. You get to, you know, you have to go through without being more restricted, so that you can't, so you have to learn certain lessons. Like you have to learn, like say for instance with Stella, I have to learn to let go and trust. You can't go in. And I think a lot of people have been faced with that. Like someone's sick, or, you know, maybe they're going to die or something. And then the people go and use their magic and, you know, manipulate the energy and heal somebody or something. But if that was when they were supposed to go, see, you've just messed with, like written contract or something. Like, you can't go in and mess with people's free will and manipulate things. And, you know, a lot of people, when it comes down to death or losing somebody, that they will definitely do whatever they can so that they don't have to feel the pain of loss. So, you know, we think it's because we want to save that person, but really we're not feeling that person's feelings. Even that person is sick, we're still focused on how we're feeling and how we're going to feel. And we don't want to feel loss. We don't want to feel pain. So, you know, do what it takes to keep them alive. And there's, you know, that manipulation is where you're stepping over somebody's free will. And that's why I said, like, when Stella is having this pain and she's crying at me and crying at me, and it's just like, it's got me so frazzled, and it's just like, oh my God. And anybody who's been next to a little kid or a dog or anything, any human, any adult sitting and whining and whining and whining day after day, hour after hour, you know, you get frazzled. You're just like, oh my God, get away from me. Leave me alone, you know. If somebody, you got a sick partner in there and they're just whining their heads off, you don't go lay in the bed with them or read them a book. You go out of the room and let them lay there and whine by themselves. But, you know, for Stella, she'd feel abandoned, you know. And I'm always thankful when she, I don't know, I think she gets her feelings hurt sometimes when I'm just like, snap. You know, she'll be whining one minute, stop, I gave you your medicine. There's nothing else I can do, you know. It's like I feel this desperation. Like, I don't know how to make her stop. And then, you know, I'll hurt her feelings and she'll go in the bedroom and I'll listen, and then I'll hear her snoring, and it's like, oh, God. Sometimes, you know, I think she wants me to feel for her. But when I go over and I start trying to do Reiki and stuff, like I said, she'd come out of a deep sleep and snap back at me. She doesn't snap, but, you know, she'll knock my hand with her head, or she will stand up and walk away. And she can feel the energy being moved around or something in her soul. She knows. And I just know there's something about that, you know, for me, for my own self. When I start putting together all of these different things, like I said, I always find where things like layer on top of each other, and I find the intersections that make sense to me. And, you know, everybody's got their own process. And when you pay attention, you are being shown certain things that you need to know. Your soul's showing you things. My soul's not showing Joe Blow down the road. They're showing me what I need to know. So why would I listen to Joe Blow down the road of what I should do? It would make no sense. I've got guidance. I've got them showing me what I need to learn and what I need to know and what I need to understand. They're showing me a path to go on. A lot of people don't trust the path, and a lot of people fight the path. A lot of people try and manipulate the path or think they can change the path. But you have a path, and it's your soul that laid this path out. And one of the things that just to really consider when you start messing around with magic and, alchemy and stuff like that is having the awareness of the balance of the universe and how it works, and what your limitations are, because you can have those things taken away from you or have limitations put on you when you don't use it proper. And you can have like what people consider like karmic debt and stuff when you put things out of balance. So you have to really be considering what you're doing with energy, and remember, everything is energy. You go in and you start messing with it. How is it affecting? What's the cause and effect? Because you've just attached yourself to that cause and effect. And even if you are, you have some girl and she's desperate, oh, I love him so much, I just want him back. And they're, oh, we'll just do this and get these herbs and light this candle, and because it's all in this. The process, the ceremony is to keep you directed, to focus the energy. You don't have to have ceremony. That is just part of some people's practice. But it is the part that directs you towards what you want. And it's all about intention and manifestation. And, as far as I am in this place in my life, I see everything as being destiny and predestined to the point where, we're not really making decisions for ourselves. We are just watching ourselves play something out. So, even if you were, say you are in that kind of situation. Say you're somebody who has past life memories, you're a witch, you remember things, you remember helping people, you remember a lot of different stuff. It's just inside of you. And so you have these inner knowing, this inner memory. And then you go and, you're trying to help this desperate girl who really wants this guy. And you give her ceremony and her, intention and how to direct herself. And then she is manipulating that energy dynamic between the two of them. See, then you're associated with that. But that would be what you came here to learn about. That would be part of why you're here, is because now you've associated yourself into that, what she has done. You've associated your energy attachment with that energy attachment and how it's going to come out. So how it comes out, you are attached to that energy. And so if things go out of balance, you have to be a part of putting things back into balance. And that's how everything works. Like when you start getting into this soul dynamic and stuff, and how like karma and stuff, it, like I said, it's not like a currency, like how I think that we can understand things in that more concept. It's more of keeping things in balance, and the balance of energy, and it is also dependent on your intention, like what you know. That's why you shouldn't be messing with things you don't know about. And yeah, so it's based on what you know and what your intention is. And it is based on, like the frequency that you're at. So, there's like an allowance, say, in this frequency, three-dimensional frequency is, I don't know, 385 to 425 or whatever, if you're going to put in a number, say, and you're in that frequency. There's an allowance to stupid stuff, because you're learning about a lot of things, the universe and how it works and stuff. So it doesn't have as much cause and effect, but if you do certain things, there's a huge cause and effect. Like, Hitler, Stalin, any of these people who are back there, that, they still have a huge, what you would consider a huge karmic debt for everyone that they affected in a negative way. So they got to put that all back in balance. And look how many people. If you go into mass murdering, like, you are affecting a whole lot of people's lives. You're affecting their kids, their grandkids, their great-grandkids, their great-great-great-grandkids. You've affected a family line. So you got to go back in and put all of that back into balance. So you got a lot of stuff to do, life after life after life. You kind of are enslaved to putting things back into balance, you know? I mean, essentially, you are, you have, it is, that would be your life cycle. That would be your soul cycle at that time. That doesn't mean it would be the only thing. I mean, that could go on for thousands of lifetimes. I don't know. I mean, you think about how many people, certain people are affected, and I mean, there's still effects going on. So yeah, you'd be going for a long time having to put all that stuff back in balance. So that's why it is so important to be mindful and understand about your energy imprint and stuff, and how people, like, with manifestation, and they think, oh, well, if I want to have $1 million, all I gotta do is just, get up and sing the money tree song, and, hang money dollar bills around my house. Something in my mouth. Dollar bill, y'all. And they've got them hanging around, like, oh, it's the money, 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 You can bring money towards you, but it's how you look at it. Everything is how you look at stuff. Like, do you go out into the world? Like, everything is like the coin. It's got two sides. So which side are you focused on? The one that's shining up? Is it the one underneath you're focused on? Mostly here, you got to be focused on what's underneath. You got to be looking at the positive, because they're just showing it's negative, negative, negative. If you're focused on the negative, then that is the energy that you are, you're kind of trapped in that energy. When you start looking underneath, then you start looking at the positive, you start focusing on it, like I said, like for my brain injury, I'll use that as an example. So if I just sit here all day long and think about all of the deficits and all of the problems. So if I get faced with a deficit or a problem, I can look at it however I want to look at it. And I choose to look at it as like, oh my gosh, I just found a new outfit. I didn't even remember I had it. That I find things that I didn't even remember I had. I can watch a movie. I'm watching Changeling. I just watched it a few weeks ago. And I watched it the other day. I was like, doesn't seem like I've ever even seen this before. I was so intrigued. And, but I knew I had watched it before because I remembered the first scene, because it's very, very dramatic. And so then I almost turned it off. I was like, oh, I've seen this. But I started trying to think, well, what happens? I have no idea what happens. So I may as well watch it again and see. And yeah, I didn't recognize any of the rest of it. Maybe like 1 second here, 1 second there. But yeah, I didn't remember it was all about like that politician, that rich guy killing his, I didn't remember any of that. So yeah, I was like, oh my God, this is just what I was talking about. So, yeah, but I said, they do that all the time. They'll tell me stuff and they'll give me things, and then they'll show me something that, confirms what they're telling me. It's fascinating. It's really fascinating if you get in touch with, I believe just the collective consciousness that's around you, but also, you have your own personal team, your own personal guides around you too. So anyways, if you do go in and you mess with that stuff, see, you are attaching yourself energetically. And so, I'm so back to the manifestation. So if you're looking at like the underneath part, and you're trying to focus on the positive, when you're trying to focus on the positive, it kind of has to flip the whole way you're looking at things. So it's your whole demeanor, your whole way of looking at things kind of changes. So then you start seeing like what you deserve, and just like I said, okay, for instance, like the collective consciousness, and they're speaking to you and they're telling you, you're wonderful, you're so great, you've got all these great things you're going to do, you got to go out there and you got to do this, go do this, and and do this and do this. And then you go, okay, no, I'm not really, no, oh my God, my ego's just feeding me bullshit. I'm telling me that I'm going to do great things. And, I'm not great. I'm not going to do anything great. I'm not going to, it's all in how you look at it. So then you direct the energy and how you're looking at it. So if you're looking at it like, no, I'm not that great. I'm not going to go do anything great or spectacular. No, I'm just going to go down to 7-Eleven and work my job and, focus on that. So you have underestimated yourself, and you have not walked into your own greatness. You're being led, but you don't believe it because for some reason you don't think you're worthy. You don't think you have enough value. You don't look at yourself that positive or whatever. But everyone gets faced with these things, and it's all to show you so that you can learn to love yourself and value yourself. But so if you're looking at the positive and you start thinking like, oh, I deserve what I want. God, I'm fucking cool as shit. I can have what I want. Yeah, if I want to have money or I want to have, you'll know it in your heart because you'll know in this life, I know I'm going to have this. I know I'm walking I'm walking through the door to my best self. I'm not going to be held back anymore. I'm not going to be held back by doubt and not caring about myself. I'm going to believe in myself and know my own potential, and I'm going to live up to that. Then you're putting in that attention towards that desire, towards those things that they're putting into your mind. So you are in manifesting your desires, but it's just deeper than just being like, oh, I just I want $1 million. I want $1 million, $1 million will come to me. I don't know if that would be in your soul contract, that you would be getting $1 million so that you could learn about $1 million. It could very well be. Nobody can tell you what your soul contract is. I'm just saying, don't get yourself all defeated if you're trying to manifest stuff, because it's a lot more complicated than a lot of people are making it out to be. They're making it out to be like it's its own thing. Oh yeah, you just do this and you can just create everything that you want. But it is created. You create your world by how you enter it. So if you enter it as being, I'm not worthy, I can't have what I want, then you're not going to have what you want. If you go at it in this powerful position of knowing and loving yourself, then you are bringing everything you want to you. That's how it works. It's not just like you can just say magic words and you just get what you want. No, it's the whole way that you approach life. And it is also that you can learn about yourself. So people feel so defeated all the time if things aren't going well, and they have an expectation of what they think well is. If it's this way, then I'm doing great, I'm doing well. But really, everything that you're doing is teaching you about you if you're focusing on your growth. If you're focusing on what other people think of you, then you're, just worried about that and trying to please other people. And, if I just do this, then maybe they'll like me, you get all caught up in that. That's not living your true self. You live your true self, then you're a leader. People want to be following you. You don't need to try and get in where, I got to please them. I got to please them. I got to please them. Become your true self. And then you lead others. So just the manifestation is just so much more complicated, and energy and alchemy and how we associate our energy with other people. And that's why I said it's so important to start understanding your own energy and what you're putting out, because even when you are feeling really shitty about yourself, you're putting that out there. You're putting that energy out there. And it's touching everybody else. And you may not see it. You may not even know. So many people go around the world and they don't even know how they're affecting other people. They're so consumed with their self. And that is all about, being so wrapped up in yourself and being all consumed with yourself is all about your ego. And you're so busy trying to please other people that you're just consumed with it. And when you release it, and it doesn't mean you don't care about people. It doesn't mean you don't care about their opinion. It's just you see that their opinions should not guide who you are. You need to figure out who you are for your own self. Like what it is you enjoy to do. What do you enjoy to do? What do you enjoy to talk about? What do you feel like guided to do in your own life? You know, what are your skills? What are your accomplishments? You know, that is where you start going in and really figuring yourself out. And, you know, and the whole thing, it's all about leads you to understanding yourself, loving yourself, because then once you love yourself and you don't judge yourself, you're available to love others and to, oh, there's a hair or something itching my face. You're available to love others without having, you know, they don't owe you anything. You can just love them. You can just put love out there. Your energy is just about love and acceptance. And that is what you go out into the world with. So, you know, and that to me is goals. That's the kind of world we want. We want a world where we feel accepted, where we don't feel like we have to be what others want us to be accepted. That's a dead-end street. It just makes you feel, you know, bad about yourself. And what do we want to do? We want to feel good about ourselves. When we were going out on the playground, we didn't start feeling bad about ourselves till somebody started telling us something was wrong with us, you know, and it was someone else's opinion. And it's always been someone else's opinion. We're happy with ourselves when we just think about ourselves. We can love ourselves. It's when somebody starts telling us, oh, I don't like that. Oh, you wear glasses? You know, I'll just start being like, oh, is that something wrong with me? You know, we just crawl more into ourselves, hide ourselves more and more and more, you know, and this is our opportunity. This is our opportunity to come out. You know, it is the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. And there's a reason why, like in my art, why I started doing so much about birds. And I didn't even realize it. It was all like I was doing all this stuff about birds. I would go out and I kept seeing like bird, I don't know, decorations or something, like different kinds of birds. Like I've got wood ducks and stuff like that. I just started seeing these and I started being really attracted to them. And it wasn't until I was a lot further into this journey that I started finding out about birds means you're ready to fly free. Your soul's ready to fly free. When you start getting attracted to the things that are free, it's when you're ready to be set free. So, and that's what we've got this angst. We all want to be set free, but we're the only ones who can set ourselves free. And we've got to open that cage door because we got to quit trying to make everybody else happy and step through and be you and be true to you. You know, go back to who you were and stop worrying about what others think of you. So have a great day. Talk to you later.